Let's begin with insecurity in the southeast, which remains a growing concern in the zone. Lawyers and judges in Imo State, under the aegis of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, commenced a 3-day boycott of judicial activities to demonstrate their displeasure over the murder of the presiding magistrate of the Customary Court in Oguta Local Government Area, Nnaemeka Ugboma. The magistrate was shot dead while holding court session on the 2nd of February by gunmen. Today, Chioma Ugboma is a colleague in the news agency of Nigeria and the political correspondent for that agency. She called me that particular day to tell me that, look, shot her older brother after coming out from the courts, point blank range. And I saw the picture, gory pictures, and I thought, what is the Southeast turning into?
It's a real matter for concern. That judges cannot sit in the temple of justice and deliver justice without the fear of being killed. There's so much insecurity in the southeast, and the unknown gunmen have targeted Anambra and Imo State. So many people have been killed, innocent people. Sometimes people get wasted, and you can't even put your finger on the reason for the killings. So, but it's a new law to have a judge killed during a court session. And that's why these lawyers are saying, look, enough is enough. Too many people have been killed in Imo State and other states of the southeast. And that if security cannot be guaranteed, then it makes no sense to be going to court. They want a perimeter fence around court premises, because some of those court premises, especially the lower courts, they don't have any form of security. So gunmen shouldn't be able to just ride on motorbikes and go and kill a judge, in his court. It's really frightening, and this is a reminder to the armed forces that they still have a lot of work to do, especially in the southeast. And we know they can do it. The governor is trying his best in terms of providing the equipment, because I was in Imo, I saw a lot of armored personnel carriers and other armored vehicles that the governor has procured. But in spite of that, there's still a lot of work to be done.
This would send a very wrong signal. It's 12 days to that election. Very wrong signal to, would-be prospective voters across the southeast. And one very funny character, Simon Ekpa, I don't know, I saw his broadcast telling people that throughout the election time that they will be sit at home. I said, he's seated in Finland. I don't know what this character intends to achieve.
I think entering a courtroom and shooting a judge is a national tragedy. It's not just something that people in the Southeast should be worried about. All of us should be worried. Not just the Nigerian Bar Association, the local chapter, but the National NBA. And in fact, the Judicial Council, all of us should be concerned, because if armed men can enter the temple of justice and then shoot a judge and just kill him like that, I think that savage courage is frightening. It's a threat to democracy. It's a threat to the rule of law. It's a threat to all of us, because the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. So if there is no security for them, what then is the fate of the ordinary man on the street? Well, for the man that is issuing statements all the way from Finland, I think he's not here, so he doesn't understand the objective realities in Nigeria. And I think we have had counter statements from Apple saying that it does not support, what Simon Ekpa is saying. So I believe it's just a fringe element trying to capitalize on the situation in Nigeria, because stopping election, which has drawn millions of crowds and all that, I don't see how that drives home your point. So because are you now saying that democracy is no longer in vogue, or you have another alternative, to democracy? So I don't think his position is a popular trend. I believe that the people in the Southeast are ready for this election. In spite of all the threats of the bullying, I believe the election will go on. And what we can only ask is that the security agencies should rise up. They should live up to the public expectations, and they should map out areas of significant interest. And Southeast is one of them, to ensure that those areas are well policed, so that people can go out to express their democratic will.
This even will bring fear to even the hard work workers, youth corpers, if you're to be a parent and you're asking your child to supervise election anywhere in the East, especially in those volatile areas. This brings a lot of concern.
Yes, people are really worried about the turn of events in the Southeast. I would have expected that by now security will have improved, because the governors of the Southeast came up with a Buhari, but we've not really seen any significant progress made by Buhari to rein in the miscreants who are taking people's lives in that part of the country. There are 2 out of our 5 most dominant parties. We have 2 candidates from the Southeast, because the ABGA candidate is also from the Southeast. Remember, ABGA is the 2nd oldest party in the country. Their candidate is from the Southeast, and we have Peter Obi, who is also a prominent candidate now, doing well.
From the Labour Party.
Across the country, in terms of the energy that he has put into the campaign and all that. So why should somebody just come out to say, no, there will be sit at home on the day of election? He also even instituted, if I can use that word, he instituted even curfews. He did not just stop us. You can say, okay, sit at home. This is an act of civil disobedience. But what do you call curfew? It's not your place to impose curfew.
I don't know the capacity.
Just behave like an illiterate.
Somebody that has access to the data.
It's not in your place to impose curfew. You are not government. It is government that imposes curfew. Government working with the security agencies can say, okay, we impose curfew. But if a non-state actor can sit somewhere in front of his camera and start saying, okay, in this state, Enugu state, there will be curfew, this place there will be curfew, that place there will be curfew, it's unheard of. I've never had any non-state actor come up with an idea of curfew. You are not government, for God's sake. So I think that even the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they need to identify some of these people sitting outside our country
to incite
and inciting our people to violence, to bloodletting.
I'm telling you.
There ought to be a way to deal with the situation.
Ahmed is calling us from Owerri. Oh, lost that call. Because it's becoming, because this individual was said to have taken over the group at a point in time. At a point in time, they said they have expelled him. But one thing or the other, we know that he might have his own adherents, people that he can influence, gun-carrying people.
Yeah, because we've seen a mapper who is supposed to be the ideologue of the IPOP, in the absence of the founder of the group. We've heard him say, no, we will only have sit at home on the days when they bring Nnamdi Kanu to court. But these other people completely go against that. And they didn't start this thing. It's IPOB that started it. Now IPOB has lost control because cultists and other people have taken over. And the cruel thing is they take, when they kidnap people, they take ransom from them and still go ahead to kill them. Like the chairman, local government that was killed the other day, they took ransom, run into millions of naira, and they still beheaded him.
That's the manner in which they carry out, you know.
Look at the soldier couple that they killed. So I have serious concerns for the prosperity of the Southeast, because with people relocating businesses and all that, it doesn't bode well at all. And in fact, the peace and tranquility of the Southeast is something that we all should be concerned about. It's a joy today. Who knows who it could be tomorrow? It could even be a journalist. It could be anyone visiting the state.
Our condolences to Choma.